Hello, family. Welcome back or welcome to the Paradigm Oracle. I am Faye. Today I have messages from your spirit team. I have three piles here. Originally, I felt like this was going to be a bit of an ancestor reading, but then spirit kind of changed it to a spirit team reading, so we may still have ancestors come through, spirit guides, angels, whoever comes through from your spirit team will be giving you some guidance today. I have some like nature and water sounds playing in the background, so I'm hoping that's not too loud. I know my voice is rather soft, but hopefully that's not too distracting. But I went ahead and pre-shuffled all of the oracle cards, and I will be starting off with tarot before we even get to the oracle cards. Originally, I was just going to have the crystals out for selection, but Spirit moved me to also put the crystals on top so the energies can connect into each pile. That being said, for pile one, we have this beautiful rose quartz. For pile three, we have this beautiful Lemurian quartz. And for pile three, we have this beautiful blue calcite. So take all the time you need, pause the video if you like, and I will see you at your pile. Pile one, welcome to your reading if you chose the rose quartz or this pile. This is your reading. I'm going to put these to the side because we're actually going to start off with tarot. I might have to move them out of the frame because the tarot I'm using today is the Ancestral Path Tarot, which is it's one of the larger tarot decks. But I did want to first start off with some things that I noticed while preparing for the reading. I want to mention if you chose this rose quartz specifically, this for me is connected to the goddess Isis or Osset. So you may feel connected to her. I'm also getting a very strong feeling of self-love from this as well. I did also want to mention when I was setting up the pile selection portion, I actually dropped your cards. Now, when I was selecting or shuffling, I should say, the oracle cards, I wanted to intentionally use cards that I did not see. So it was very interesting to me that when I was setting up the pile selection, I dropped your pile on the floor, and luckily none of the cards were turned face up, because for me that would be a symbolism that I need to reshuffle. So specifically, your spirit team wanted to keep these cards, but I thought that was interesting. From that, I got this message of feeling like the shoe is about to drop. So that might be significant here, but we're going to go ahead and start with the tarot. And like I said, this is a very big tarot deck. But we're going to see what messages your spirit team want to share with you today, or at least where they want to start with the messages. I'm going to actually put this here and take this one, and then I think I'm going to get one more. There we go. So we have the High Priestess and the Hanged One. We have the Four of Cups and the Four of Swords. I'm hearing that song. I think it's by I know his name is P. Diddy, but originally at this time his name was Puff Daddy. So Puff Daddy and um oh my gosh, Faith Evans. I think it was like multiple bad boy artists, or it could have just been those two. And I think it was the song that they made for Biggie after he was murdered. Um, was I think he was murdered. I'm pretty sure. I don't know why. Like my brain can't remember the exact details. But anyway, okay. I apologize. We had a small interruption. But as I was saying, I was hearing that song by Puff Daddy and Faith Evans called "I'll Be Missing You," and it was a song created to honor Biggie after he had passed away. Um, I don't, there feels like there was something that was lost or that you are looking at that is no longer in your life. Typically, the Four of Swords, it depicts like a picture of is it not a mausoleum. I forgot what the exact name of it, but typically it refers to like resting in meditation. But here, to me, this specifically looks as if it is like a funeral. So either something or someone has been lost, but then the depiction here is almost like she's trying to cover something up. Like she's trying to cover the sword down here, if you can see it. But there's something that it feels like you're looking at like you lost it. And I think this does go back to how I was saying earlier when I dropped the oracle cards and there was this feeling of feeling like the shoe is about to drop. So it feels almost like there have been quite a few things that have left your life. It could be literally a physical person passing away, or it could be something that you looked at as an opportunity that you no longer have, and now you're thinking, like, oh, my life could have been this way if I've received that, or if that never left my life. Because it's like you're fixated on the possibility, but what your spirit team really wants to say is that these things left your life because they no longer aligned with you, right? If it was someone you loved or even a pet that you loved that passed away, they left your life because it was time for them to move to another level. They had completed what they came to complete in this life, right? So it's not about you, it's not about spirit trying to take things away from you. It's just this is the process of life, of growing. You don't stay in the same place. You continually move, and spirit wants you to kind of shift that perspective of thinking that things never work out for you or things are constantly taken from you, because it's not about taking away, right? It's really about elevating and elevation and learning and growth and not staying stagnant and not staying in the same spot. So this is a lot about changing your perspective of things, and even in some ways understanding that certain things just happen because of other people's choices. Again, it has less to do with you and more to do with someone or something else. In some cases, when it does have to do with you, it's because this no longer aligns or benefits you. And this is specifically talking about like maybe you've lost certain friends that you were connected with or you knew since you were younger, and now your life's paths no longer align with each other. So it doesn't benefit for you to remain in each other's life, because you would stay stuck in a space that you've both outgrown. So spirit also wants you, your spirit team also wants you to specifically look at it like that. Like you're making space for what you deserve and what you're aligned with to come into your life by releasing what no longer aligns for you. And it's all about perspective. So yeah, that feels like a pretty straight to the point message. Spirit team, is there anything else that you want me to say? I'm feeling led to pull a few more cards. So before we move on to the oracles, 5 of Cups, 8 of Swords, oh, these cards are so big. And let's see what this last card is. 7 of Staves. I'm hearing like a prison of your own making, and just it's causing a lot of confusion. The way that you're looking at things, and it's getting you like up in a tizzy. That's what I'm hearing. Like you're getting super frustrated about things that, I mean, your spirit team understands why you're getting frustrated, but they want you to truly change your perspective and start looking at things from a place of the glass being half full instead of half empty, and stop fighting when spirit is trying to elevate you. Like it feels like a constant fight to hold on to things that no longer serve you, and your spirit team are trying to show you what they have for you in the future, but you keep looking at the past, you keep looking and holding on to things that no longer align with you. Because you're used to the comfort, you're used to the feelings that they used to give you, but it's at the point where you don't even see that like the feelings that they give you now are not the same. They're not the same. They're not what they used to be. So it's like this constant tug of war between you and your spirit team. And inevitably, I mean, at the end of the day, it is your choice what you want to do, but they're just trying to let you know like where you're trying to stay, what you're trying to hold on to you does not align with the energy of where you want to go, what you want to accomplish. So you can stay there, but understand, especially if what you're trying to hold on to is another person, as this person elevates and learns their lesson, they can choose to step away from you if they know and understand that you don't align with their purpose. And then you'll end up feeling, sad and betrayed because this person chose to align with their higher path and you chose not to align with your higher path because you chose to stay in a relationship that did not serve you. So yeah, what I'm seeing is like, you know these things don't align with you, but in your head, there's a feeling of safety and comfort holding on to these things, as your spirit team constantly tell you that they just unfortunately don't serve you. And it's your choice if you want to stay in this spot and hold on to these things. But understand that those things and those people also have a choice to ascend, elevate, and grow. And if you're not a part of that journey, they can decide that they would like to end the connection. So that is what we have for the tarot portion. And I want to say also, I meant to say this in the intro, please drink your water, stay hydrated. I think that's important for all piles, which I wish I remembered to say that in the intro, but I did not. Especially if you're I would say if you're watching pick a cards, anything energetically tapping into your energy, please stay hydrated. But let's get into these oracle cards. So we have here the number 40. What is has no bearing on what will be. What does your ideal life look and feel like? Chrysoprase, allow yourself to receive. And these are already aligning with that message of releasing and letting go of things. So what you actually want will come into your life. Next we have enlightenment. And to me this is pulling on that high priestess energy previously. And again, I'm sorry, like I said, I dropped your cards, so some of these might be like all over the place, but we have she will unleash the wild within. Animal guardian, trust your instincts. We have broken dreams with number 23. Only you can accept or reject your dreams. Treat your body well, exercise, meditate, massage. And finally we have earth, future, seeing the one. So we have number 15, or I'm sorry, 78, which 7 plus 8 is 15. That breaks down to number 6, so that those numbers could be significant for you, number 40 and number 23, or the number 5. But all of this to me, as I said, kind of coincides with the previous message and with that high priestess that came out when I pulled the tarot. You're a very intuitive person. And you know your spirit team has been telling you to release these things, this person, these people. And you're rejecting doing that. And there could be many reasons why. But your spirit team really wants you to retrain yourself. And I was watching a video yesterday by Darcel Andre, and he was basically saying how, like, when you don't trust your intuition, basically it's like you're training your mind and your body to not believe yourself, because you know that this is true, right? You know that your intuition is telling you one thing, but you're doing the opposite. So it's sending confusing signals to you. And in this case, you know you're supposed to release this person, place, thing, this job. You're supposed to release whatever that is, and you're not releasing it. And your spirit team is really, really trying to encourage you that it's okay to let these things go because there is better coming to you. And with this Unleash the Wild Within, it feels like it's your spirit team saying, like, go through the grieving process, be angry, be upset, scream and yell, do what you gotta do, but release that anchor that you're holding on to. I also feel like maybe animals could be very significant for you. I am getting like there's quite a few spirit team guides coming through for you. We have like animal guides, we have angels, ancestors. Yeah, pretty much everyone's coming through for this group. And there is a very significant person I'm seeing that is coming into your life. But with the people or person or the place that you're in right now, the frequency of all of that is not aligned with bringing this specific person in. This could be a friend, this could be a romantic partner, it could be a pet, honestly. But there's a misalignment of the energy, and in order to balance your energy and in order to get aligned to the frequency needed to bring this person in, you have to release first. And your spirit team wants you to really focus on this line. What does your ideal life look and feel like? Because right now they're saying this does not feel, not only does it not look, but it does not feel like your ideal life. It does not feel like it. But you have the opportunity to shift that. And they also want to really come back to this one. Only you can accept or reject your dreams. Right now, you're in a place of rejection. With this cracked mirror, I'm feeling a lot of distortion. Again, going back to you knowing what your intuition is saying, but not doing what is aligned with it. And it's causing a lot of confusion. So they're really asking you to do what you know you need to do. Again, take your time to grieve what you have to release. You can start grieving it now, you can grieve it after, you can do both. But they keep showing me like an anchor of a boat. Like, I don't know if you can see. Let me put this a little bit closer, but it's like this ship is going up into the air. But you can't even do that because you're anchored down in a place where you're not wanting to leave. Like, you could be in the cosmos like this ship, headed up and away, but you want to be grounded in an area that no longer serves you. Look out for the animals near you. They can be very prominent. Also, the full moon is very significant for you, which makes sense. That makes total sense because the full moons are about releasing. You know, the cup is so full. It's time to release some of that. so it doesn't overflow as the universe starts to pour into us. So preparing to release during the full moon or starting to do release work on a full moon is very significant for you. Also pay attention to the animals that continue to show up for you in your life, because these are specific animal guides for you. I will say out of this one, the owl is very prominent for this group. Of course, you can connect with any of the other animals here. We have a deer, we have a panther, and a crow. You know, butterflies could be significant as well as a wolf, or I'm also hearing a hawk. But definitely look out for when you see owls. I don't know why I said that really weird, but yeah, this is the message that I have for you, Group 1. I hope it gave you the guidance that you needed, and I want to thank you and your spirit team for showing up today, and I want to thank my spirit team as well for assisting with this message. If you want to like, if you want to subscribe, feel free to do so. If you have any comments, feel free to post those down below, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Have a great day. Bye. Hello, pile 2, if you chose this pile or the Lemurian Quartz. I don't know why I held it like that, but if you chose this pile, this is your pile. I'm going to put these aside because we're going to start off with the tarot. I did want to just speak a little before I got into the before we go into the tarot. I don't really have much to say other than I know with this crystal, okay, maybe you feel a bit spacey. I'm actually going to go into that more into the oracle cards, but you may feel a little bit spacey. You may also feel connected to obviously Lemuria, because this is a Lemurian quartz. You may also feel, I feel again, actually, no, I'm going to kind of just a little bit tap into it. You may feel connected to being a star seed. I get a lot of like water energy here, a lot of water and air energy from this pile. Speaking of water, I meant to mention this in the intro. I mentioned it in the last pile as well. But please drink your water. Stay hydrated, especially if you're watching pick a cards or watching anything where anyone taps into your energy. Make sure to stay hydrated. But let's go ahead and get into these cards. I actually have not shuffled these from the last pile, so I need to do that now. And yeah, honestly, I feel a lot more lightheaded in this reading, so you could definitely have very prominent water. I didn't mean to say water, but yes, water as well. Very prominent air placements in your natal chart. But let's see what your spirit team has for you. Spirit team of pile 2. Spirit team of pile 2. This is so funny because I did a reading earlier with these cards, And I I recorded it for TikTok. I haven't posted it yet because I need to edit it. Oops, speaking of which, I need to cover that for YouTube. Oh, actually, we need to cover that as well. Need to make sure everything's 10 cups family friendly. But it's funny, I did a reading earlier today and this card actually came up. Not only that, as I was just channeling the message, I actually saw the Magician. So maybe check out my TikTok if you see this, because you might see that message on there. I'm not sure when I'm going to post either one of these, but just in case. But I do want to say, in this deck, this is the Ancestral Path Tarot. The court cards are actually like deities. I think they're all deities. But anyway, so what I will say is that you you might have been, this is only if you feel led to this. If you do not feel led to this, just throw this to the side. Don't even worry about this. But if you were led to pile one, I would say go ahead and watch that pile, but only if you feel led to it. Now, as I said, in this deck, the court cards are deities. So this is the deity Isis or Osset. Well, she's the Queen of Staves here. But for you, you have the Ten of Cups, Strength, Queen of Staves, and the Magician. It's very ironic that these cards would come out, especially if you're connected to pile one. If you feel connected to pile one, I feel like once you apply what I said in pile one, this is most likely the next stage, right? Because what your spirit team is coming through and saying is like, I'm literally hearing it's about to get lit. You're about to be in your power. You're about to see that you're about to realize, other people are about to see that you're not anyone to play with, and that you are in your power. It's very interesting because I just noticed this. There is like an infinity symbol in the clouds here. Then there's an infinity symbol in the Magician here. I think typically there's always that there. I'm not sure about in the Strength card, but is the Strength card number 8? I can't remember if the Strength card is number 8. But here I'm definitely getting lots of fire energy as well, which is funny because at the beginning I felt very much air and water energy, but now I'm picking up like a lot of fire energy. And okay, I'm thinking this might be my part. just because of the way everything is set up. But there's like all this fire energy here, and of course this would represent water here, but we've got all of this fire energy coming through. You literally just hear spirit saying like you're about to be in your bag, you're about to be unstoppable, right? Everything is about to be aligned and come into balance. And it feels almost like there's this energy of a cycle is wrapping up. A cycle is wrapping up. A cycle is wrapping up. And once that has wrapped up, then like manifesting game is going to be on point. You're going to be, it's very interesting because I heard like you're going to be the king of the castle, but in my head, and just like this Queen of Staves, it's like we look at queens as if they're not necessarily on par with the king. But in this instance, when I heard you were going to be the king of the castle, I did not see a male figure on the throne in my head. I saw specifically a woman as the king. So do with that what you will. I would actually, now that I mentioned that, I would recommend watching. I think that movie is called The Woman King. I think that's what it's called. The movie with Viola Davis. Oh my gosh, I can't remember it, but I think that's the name of the movie. It was a really, really good movie. You could also have very prominent past lives in the on the continent of Africa, which I mean that makes sense, but very prominent throughout the continent, because I'm seeing, of course, north, which would be Egypt, and then we have like I'm seeing like the central area, specifically those areas, like the north and the central parts of Africa. Okay, so I want to pull some more. Okay, Spirit King of Power 2. Oops, sorry with the mic. Any other final messages? Oops, those went up flying. So we have the King of Staves, okay, and the Hierophant. And when I put that down, especially with the okay, that one. I'm sorry, I keep hitting the mic. Oh, I don't know. Spirit, should I don't typically take reversals. So, but I'm going to take that as a reversal because that's how, yeah, take that as a reversal. So I think it's funny, like I said, when I was hearing in my head king of the castle, and I saw specifically a woman there, and now the King of Staves comes out. Now I also want to, Leo energy is very prominent here, so that might be a prominent placement in your chart. Does not have to be, but lots of fire energy for sure. And the funny thing, because your spirit team is really pointing out how the queen is up here and the king is here. And this is not to say that anyone is better than anyone else, but I'm specifically seeing the person with the most feminine energy in a relationship. They will be the head of the household. Whatever that's going to mean for you, that can mean many things for different people, but that's what your spirit team is saying. They will be the head of the household, or the household, whatever that is. Now with this Prince of Swords in reverse, I'm getting like this energy of there's like an immature person or someone who's not up to your level in your life, and I'm hearing you need to cut them. You need to cut them, or they will get cut. And when I say that, cut out of your life, like removed from your life. So if you're worried about this, or if you're not sure how to do that, Spirit is playing that like that meme of, I think it's like a mom and a daughter, but it's specifically, I think the daughter's recording, the mom is the one in the video, and something happened to the daughter's car. I don't know if it got like keyed or hit or something, but the mom was like, you will be dealt with. And that's the energy that I'm hearing regarding this person is they will be dealt with, they will be handled. They're specifically saying, like, don't worry about that. Like, you worry about getting money. Okay, whatever that means for you, getting abundance. So they really want you to just focus on putting in the work that you want to put in, that you know that you're meant to do. And they're bringing me back to this, and they're saying, like, everything is fine. So especially, again, if you were drawn to pile 1, they want you to know, and if you weren't as well, everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. And I'm hearing, like, some of this stuff is just a part of the journey. This is like aligned with the spiritual path that you put in your soul contract. And yeah, for some of you, again, I don't know if this is a relationship or not, but if this person here is a relationship, this is the person that's coming in, and they're saying you don't have to worry about this Prince of Swords, right? Any other messages, Spirit Team? They really just want to reiterate, like, you are a truly powerful person, being, and like this next part of your life, this next part of your journey is you getting comfortable in that state, getting comfortable with knowing how powerful you are and utilizing that power to help not only others, but to help the collective, and to show other people that they are able to do this too. Again, like I said, I'm gonna put that back. Lions could be very significant, or your Leo placements could be very significant. Actually, big cats, any type of big cat. It could be cheetah, jaguar, panthers. Those are all significant for you as well. But let us get into these oracle cards. So first we have the number 33. Take responsibility for your life as a creative adventure. How can you live more meaning, integrity, and truth? So there's something that you're meant to create. Rhodocrus. I don't know why me saying that just made me laugh. Rhodocrosite. Remember your worth, which that's in alignment because we have that right here. Next we have illumination. We have winter. Take care of your needs. Again, going back to that, drink water. We have repair. Let's see if we can fit these two up there. 38, repair. Making amends rather than fun times reveal a relationship's true constitution. Then we have begin writing now. Create, express, inspire. Okay, I think I can move these over a tad bit more. And then we have these last two, 102 Alchemy Isasani parallel, and then we have 7 Unconditional Love Arcturus parallel. So 3 is definitely very prominent here. The number 2, right? Yeah, 2, the number 11 and the number 2, I'm sorry. And 102, we have that breaks down to 3 and then the number 7. So those could be significant numbers for you. Now with 2 of the Galactic Heritage cards coming in, and I didn't mention this in the last pile because it just didn't feel too much like that energy for that specific pile, but I each pile technically, not all of them, some of them overlap, is a certain part of your spiritual team that's going to come through. So with the Galactic Heritage cards, with you getting 2 cards, that means a very strong presence in your life at this time is your Starseed family. Now that could be the Essassani, I hope I'm saying that correctly, or the Arcturus, or you could connect with another galactic lineage starseed collective. So, but yes, here at this point with these cards, it feels like with the tarot, there is just like you're about to level up. But with these cards, it's not that it's not saying that you're not about to level up. This is giving me more of the, okay, this is what we need to do to get to that tarot part, but this is what needs to happen before it. Oops. So diving into your creativity, when you get a hunch to start a hobby or something like that, they want you to get into that. I'm hearing knitting, quilting, writing, music could be one. Also, again, taking care of your needs. And with the water back here, please stay hydrated. Please stay hydrated. Right now is really a point of, I'm hearing getting your affairs in order. That sounds so like sad sometimes when you say that, but it's not in that context. If you want to say it's in that context, it's just like I'll say, like, for example, in some tarot decks, instead of having the death card, they have a rebirth card, or they have it meaning both. And technically, that is what the death card is. So it's more like that, like we're getting things ready for this next phase of our life. We're getting things in order. So as we go through this transition, we don't have to like deal with some of these things. So right now, especially, okay, let's talk about how this alchemy card came out. But the alchemy card came out, and in my head, I'm seeing again the magician card when we pulled the tarot cards. So they really want you to prepare yourself, prepare your space, prepare your life, prepare your mind to be, I'll just say, boggled. Because the life you have now is going to be nothing like the life you are about to have in your next phase. So your spirit team is really coming through saying, like, put in the work to take care of yourself, take care of your mind, your body, spirit. Make sure you get physically examined by the doctors, mentally examined by like a therapist, a psychologist, psychiatrist. Make sure all of that is in order. Make sure you're drinking enough water. Make sure you're doing enough exercises. Making sure that you are eating the right foods. And also, again, they're going back to making sure that you put time into yourself, because there's going to be something that you do for self-care that is going to it's going to push you towards your life path. And this is career-wise specifically, but these are in a way parallel, which, okay, let's go back to this. Both of these say parallel. So, because your life purpose isn't always necessarily connected to a job, but at this point, in living your life purpose, the job is parallel to it, right? It's not necessarily so much linked to what your life purpose is, but it is parallel to it. So there are some relationships that you need to decide how to handle, because they are affecting how you feel about yourself, about how you value yourself. And again, I mentioned this, I think, in pile one. I was watching a video by Darcel Andre, and he was talking about how, God is within us. And by letting people disrespect us, we have to view it as if we're allowing them to disrespect God, right? And typically we would not do that. Let's just say if you were Christian, you would not be fine with like people just disrespecting God, right? So when you see that there is God within you, you have to remember that as an extension of God, like people mistreating you and disrespecting you, they are in turn doing that to God. So it's just remembering your value, remembering speaking up for yourself, placing boundaries is important, because inevitably the most important person in your life is you. You are the person that you are mainly responsible for in this life, right? So it's important to make sure that people are treating and respecting you properly. I know for me, one thing that I struggle with is being intuitive, being an empath. I see, it's like I see a line of how people, I keep hitting the mic, I'm sorry. I keep seeing a line of how people become who they are within the moment. And sometimes I rationalize their behavior and allow it to be excused because I understand why they are the way that they are. However, I do not deserve to be disrespected or mistreated or anything. So I constantly have to remember, like, okay, yes, they might be this way because of whatever trauma that they experience in their life, but that does not mean that I deserve to be mistreated or disrespected, just like they deserve also not to be treated that way. So all of these things can be true. So your spirit team is really just encouraging you to flip that perspective and start to call people out. Or, yes, in some ways, call people out, but also place the boundaries and let people know, like, okay, if you cross this boundary, this is something that I cannot continue to be in a relationship with you for, or something like that. So they want you to do that. They also want you, again, they're really pushing to start working on your hobbies, start getting into your hobbies. If you are getting an urge to do or work on a specific hobby, they want you to do that, because that is very important on the path you're on right now. But I think that is pretty much all that I am seeing for you today. This was a very very beautiful message. I want to thank your guides, my guides, and you as well for being here, for receiving these messages, for sending these messages. If you want to like the video or subscribe, feel free to do so. If you have any comments, feel free to put those down below. Don't forget to drink water, and I hope to see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day. Bye. Hello, hello, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. If you chose this pile or if you chose this beautiful blue calcite, this is your reading. I'm going to put this to the side, and we're actually going to start with the tarot. First, I did want to just see if I could get any additional messages for this. When I look at this, it always reminds me of the celestite crystal, which I actually have right here, and the blue calcite, not the blue calcite, this is the angelite, which is, I think, the more compressed version of the celestite. But this is actually my favorite crystal, and my favorite color is also blue. So that's, but when I was preparing for this reading, kind of one of the messages that came through is like, this pile, I feel like, is really, really looking for like a soft life, a softer approach, not doing too much, and just like I'm getting this feeling of floating on the water and just being chilled and relaxed. So that's the energy that is coming through for this pile. But let's start with the tarot and see what messages your spirit team has for you. I don't know why, I just felt like pulling from the top of the deck for this one. So I'm just going to go with that. Okay, and then we have Queen of Cups, Ten of Cups, and then the Nine of Staves. There is let's put this one, Eight of Cups. I'm getting this Charlie XCX song. What is it called? What is it called? I cannot remember what the song is called. Let me see if I can find it on here. Of course, I just had to look at her face and know what the song was, but it's on Locket. I think it's with Kim Petras, but it's specifically the part where she's like, I think this is what she says. She's like, roller coaster ride, and that is what I'm feeling with you. It's like, I think there's like so many ups and downs that are occurring, and that's probably why I feel like this need for a soft life and for this group, because you're feeling like there's just too much going on. And in this deck, I also wanted to mention that most of the court cards have to do with like deities, or yeah, like deities or spiritual figures. So this one, Queen of Cups, I think this is Guinevere. Actually, let me check. Yes, this is Queen Guinevere. Um, so like King Arthur might be very significant for you, but I'm definitely feeling like you feel okay. Now I'm getting like nauseous. It really feels like a roller coaster ride. Like like everything, like you're building up, like you're excited to go on a roller coaster, and then, I mean, if you're like me, you're like excited, and then you get on the roller coaster and you're like, well, why did I do this? And then you start to go down, and that gravity hits you, and your stomach like goes up, and it's roller coasters are such a crazy concept. I don't know why we do that to ourselves, but anyway, this feels like what you've been going through. It's like what your spirit team is saying is okay. I think I feel like a lot is coming through honestly, and I'm not sure how to like say this without going all over the place. But it feels like now I'm hearing. I don't even know the name of the song. Is it "Take a Chance" by ABBA? Okay, music might be so significant for y'all because like songs just keep coming in my head, but it feels like you left something. There is something that you had to leave, um, and you benefited from leaving that. And right now, you're just in a point where things have slowed down, and it almost feels like you're a little bored, which is interesting because I said like you want a soft life, but okay, I get it now. You you've left something behind. You listen to spirit. You listen to your intuition. You connected with your spirit team, and you were rewarded in a way for that. And I don't even want to say rewarded because it feels like this is something that was already yours. So it wasn't necessarily a reward in the concept of you just randomly did something and then you got like an A+ for it, you got a trophy for it. This is something that was already yours. But you connected with your intuition, you connected with your spirit team, you left and you let go of what they said to leave and let go of. And everything was great. Everything was fine. And then now it's like there's a bit of a lull. There's a bit of a, a tug feeling. And this tug feeling almost feels as if it's just if you were connected to another pile, I would not be surprised, honestly. But there's this feeling of like feeling like the shoe is about to drop. And I felt that in another pile, and that's why I feel like you could be connected to that pile. But it's almost like your spirit team is coming through saying, like, this is fine. It's really not that bad. But it's like before you left whatever or you let go of whatever this was, it's almost like it really tortured your system, your body. It's like it almost feels like you were constantly in a state of fight or flight and constantly in a state of feeling fear and feeling afraid. And now that you've released all of that, you're in a peaceful place and things are peaceful and quiet and nice. You don't know how to react because your body has gotten so used to being traumatized and triggered, and now it feels like you're just kind of panicking, and it almost feels like, did I make the right decision? Even though everything around you says yes, you made the right decision, you just feel like you need to fight for something, but there's nothing to fight for because you already done everything. So that's what I'm getting so far from this. And especially, I'm gonna pull 3 more cards, but especially with this, the Queen of Cups and the Ten of Cups, it's like you're good. You're so good. I mean, yeah, there's the Nine of Spades, but to me, the message that your spirit team is saying is like the the worst has already happened. Like they kind of want you to see everything for what it is. They want you to appreciate where you are in life and not be afraid and not feel like you need to do too much. Because deep inside, I am still feeling like you want the soft life, you want the life that you have now, but you don't know how to enjoy it. Judgment, Six of Cups, and we have the Four of Swords. Yeah, I mean, and this, it's so funny because it feels like, actually, pause. I'm gonna go back to this, but I don't remember if I said it in the beginning of this reading, but I meant to say it in the intro and I had to mention it in every other pile. But if you're watching tarot readings or anything that is tugging on your energy, please stay hydrated. Please drink water. So we're going to have a little water break right now. Please go and get your water. If you want to pause the video, that's fine. You need to drink some water right now. Okay. And maybe it was important that I did this now because my throat was feeling a bit scratchy, but especially with all the, look at all the cups here. You're probably like really, you have a lot of water energy in your chart. But it's like, I hate to say it like this, but literally this is what this spirit team is like telling me. It's like, girl, you're tripping. Like, you're tripping for nothing. Everything has been handled. Everything has been taken care of. I do feel like some of this could be because of a parent or a grandparent, an elder in your family, something that was said or done to you that has you in the space of constantly feeling like you need to protect yourself. And I mean, yes, generally we do need to protect ourselves, but sometimes, like when we're home, that should be our place of safety. It should be a safe space. But it feels like people who always need to have a noise going on in the background. That's that energy that this is giving me. Like they always need to have like the TV playing, some music playing. Like they can't just simply sit in silence because then they would have to pay attention to the thoughts in their head, and then they would have to acknowledge the thoughts in their head and their feelings and their emotions. That's what this is giving me. So I would recommend therapy. Now, I am not a medical professional, but I would definitely recommend therapy, uh, seeing a professional so they could talk you through these things, talk you through these emotions, these feelings of fear, this feeling like something bad is going to happen. because what I am seeing is like what the bad things have already happened. And at this moment, your spirit team is saying like you're just meant to enjoy your life. But right now, it's like there are things that are popping up, but it's almost like you're making them an issue when they're not an issue in the way that you think. So that's why I say I think therapy would be very helpful for you. Seeing a medical professional would be very helpful for you. So you can maybe pinpoint, yes, this does feel like something that happened maybe when you were like much younger. Um, and you could have had a childhood where it was like you were the adult in the household. You had to take care of your younger siblings. Your parents were never there, or your parents were working all the time, and it's not that they didn't love and care for you. It's just like they were working all the time, and like all of the or a lot of the adult responsibilities fell on you. Um, and it feels almost it's really giving like oldest sister vibes. So it and that could be another part of it. Maybe you're used to taking care of people and now you're in a good space. Now you're not taking care of anybody and now you don't know what to do because all you've done since you were a child was take care of other people. And now your spirit team is saying like, okay, you've taken care of everybody else. Now it's our turn to just simply take care of you. And you don't know how to act. You don't know how to deal with that. Yeah. And I'm just gonna leave it there with this part because I can definitely not say anything other than like this is something where I would recommend you definitely seek outside help with possibly a therapist, a psychiatrist, psychologist. One of them, the person who you can talk to and rework your brain into thinking that this is fine, like where you are is fine, and nothing, what you think is going to happen is not happening. Just simply all your spirit team wants you to do is to take care of yourself. Like everything else has been handled and taken care of. So you definitely need help with reworking your brain to be okay and to understand like you're safe. You don't have to take care of anyone else but yourself. And I really just want to like focus on this. Like you are the Queen of Cups. You got the Ten of Cups too. Like this is the past. Like you're not here anymore. But even look at her face. It's like it's not necessarily like a super happy face. It looks like she's worried. Okay, let's get into and I'm sorry, I keep hitting the mic. But let's get into the oracle cards. So first you have gratitude is the life force of peace. What are you thankful for? Probably need to move this a bit. And next we have when peace is your priority, negativity cannot exist. How can you see through the eyes of source energy and prioritize your inner peace? And those are the cards 41, 32. So the number 5 is very prominent here. We have fluorite, find peace within. And this is just really just going back to inner peace. Okay. I mean, your spirit team is really trying to reiterate this. Great teacher, learn from spiritual experiences. Have number 36, confusion, growth hurts, heals, harnesses a way through the uncertainty. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. I thought this was a part of that deck for some reason. Balance your self-direction, growth, life stages. And 34, solar consciousness, solar system parallel. And this 34 breaks down to 30. 34 breaks down to 7. I was about to say 34 breaks down to 37. No, it does not. And 36 breaks down to the number 9. So, I mean, your spirit team are literally repeating over and over, like, this is about your inner peace. Like, you're right now, you have peace outside, but the peace has not penetrated to inside of yourself. And that is really what they want you to focus on right now, is gaining that inner peace. Because right now it's giving this, like, there's a storm coming, but it's a storm I don't want to say you're creating it, but in a way it's like a storm that you are creating it, because technically this is the energy, like, where you're at right now, right on the outside, but on the inside we've got all of this turmoil and choppy waters and all of that. But if you are able to find inner peace and get that inner peace, your inside and outside would look like this, like a beautiful day at the beach. With this, gratitude is a life force of peace. What are you thankful for? Your spirit team wants you to see all of the things you've done, and they want you to acknowledge how much work you've put in, how much work you've put in to take care of other people. And they want you to shift and understand that this time is deserved. You deserve to enjoy this soft life that you want. You deserve it. So at this point, really this stage of your life is about you. It's about you being balanced, about you being loved, about you being taken care of, about you being at peace. You are used to making sure everyone else is okay, and you've done and completed that. But now it's your turn to make sure that you're okay. And they want you to look back at the person that you were and see how far you've come and how you've gained. Um, yeah, this is definitely like giving me so much older sibling, older sister. And I'm strongly getting specifically older sister, but you could be like an older sibling. You could be, yeah, you could be either one, sister, brother. Um, but this is very much the energy of, like, the older sister energy that I'm predominantly getting. Yeah. Right now, your spirit team just wants to reiterate over and over. Do whatever you have to do to find peace within yourself so that you can enjoy all that life has to offer you, all that you've gained, all of the lessons that you've learned. Taking care of you is of the utmost importance at this time, because spirit Spirit and your spirit team, they're doing all that they can to make sure that you don't have to take care of anyone else or solve anyone else's problems. But right now, it's like you're so used to doing that, you're almost starting to make those problems come up. And that is not what they want. What they want is you to just enjoy yourself, enjoy living life. So, I think that's really the message that came through here. Just a few things I wanted to call out. White doves or just white birds in general could be very significant for you, as well as koi fish, roses, and specifically, is this a monarch butterfly? Butterflies, specifically monarch butterflies. Yes, so I think that is the message from your spirit team for today. I want to thank my spirit team, your spirit team, for coming through with the messages. I want to thank you for watching this video. I do hope that it gave you some guidance. If you want to like, subscribe, feel free to do so. If you want to leave any comments down below, go right ahead. Yeah, I appreciate you for taking the time to watch the video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.